What's going on, boys? Welcome back to episode 9 of the Jpeg Journal. Super excited for today's episode. We have on two very special guests, 420 and 69, from their projects, RUGBURNers and DIGITZ. Big shout out to these guys, man. They're super community driven and their projects are really centered around that. Now, their first project, DIGITZ, had some super funny artwork, and the utility was actually super dope. So basically, it was a bounty system. Every piece was numbered, and every week they would call out a different bounty for these holders, and they would basically buy the pieces back from them. It was super dope starting out to get your liquidity up and be able to keep making those flips. Now, with their most recent project, RUGBURN, it is safe to say that they are building some super dope features here. Staking, tools similar to NFT nerds, access to the RugDAO to recoup some of those funds you might have lost, as well as a weekly hotbox with airdropped NFTs. Be sure to check that out, guys, and drop a like below. Let's get right into the video. What's good, 420 and 69? How are we doing today?
Good, man. How we doing?
Doing good, doing good. How was San Diego? You guys have a blast there?
San Diego was great, man. A nice little warm up to the NFT scene. RUGBURNer's first in real life event, so it was pretty dope, man. It was great. Got to meet some community members. I got to meet some cool projects and some cool people building stuff in the space out there. So it was good. Excited to hit up a couple more of those.
For sure. And I saw something on your guys' timeline. It was like some monitors in a museum. It looked like an NFT kind of like museum. Was that in San Diego, or that's just a new kind of like art museum that's opening up with NFTs?
That was in San Diego, right?
Yeah, so there's actually two. I think when we were in San Diego, they had some monitors up. We were actually in the art hall, so some of our art was up there among other people's stuff while we were, talking to people in there. But I think he's asking about the cafe at Hong Kong. So that's actually another project we're working with. They are creating a bar and combining their liquor license with NFTs. So when you go in, they'll have drinks and everything in the back, and then the front will be all those screens just displaying different projects. And they're going to have different meetups there, and they're going to have different projects take over the bar at different times. And then like on normal days, they'll just have people's art scrolling throughout. So it's a pretty cool place to get your NFTs to be brought into the real world.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. I saw that, and I just happened to scroll by it on my timeline, and I was like, "Damn, that's cool. Doing big things over there." So that's awesome for you guys. 420, did you get a boxing match with RAMO yet? I can't wait for that to happen.
Nah, man. I heard he did a Spaces where he was kind of like, I don't know, he was kind of talking shit about RUGBURN a little bit, which makes me think that he definitely has seen fucking my tweets to him.
He definitely saw it.
Yeah, dude, he won't answer me, so
he's a bitch. 420. He knows he's gonna get clapped. That's why he doesn't want to fight.
Doesn't want to lose that ETH.
Yeah.
Regardless, I feel like it would be so big for like
the NFT space.
The whole NFT
oh
space.
my god, yeah. Dude.
Honestly, that would put both Habibis and RUGBURN like on the map. Not that they're not already like well known, but that would put them like super on the map if they did that.
Well,
I feel like.
Think even further than that. It's like, when like the whole TikTok boxers kind of popped off, like that became a whole like niche within itself. Like people just started wanting to box each other, and then that blew up on YouTube. So it's like if you could do that for the whole NFT space as it is, it'd be sick. It'd be super funny. Like, and there's definitely some beef out there where they might be able to settle it over boxing match.
Yeah, maybe we could say like Kevin Rose boxing somebody. Or
Yeah,
or like some other big project boxing somebody. That'd be hilarious.
For sure.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be boxing. Like if that dude is like scared of getting fucking dropped, I don't care. We'll do like a decathlon or like a fucking Jeopardy competition or some shit. I just kind of want to embarrass that dude in any way possible.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I'm with you
100%. Yeah. So I think we'll go just right into some questions about your guys' backgrounds. Obviously, we gave a little intro for you guys out there listening regarding RUGBURN and DIGITZ. So we just want to give the audience a little bit of your background and how you guys got into this. So with that being said, just tell us a little bit how you guys got into NFTs. How you guys started. I know you and 69 have been IRL friends for a while, but how did you guys both originally hear about them and then have the idea to, start your own project?
Oh, fuck.
I remember, I think you guys told us a story. You and 6ix9ine were surfing back in the day.
Yeah, we
you,
were. We kind of both had in with this space, I guess, on our own individually. I did a lot of crypto stuff before. I've been in crypto for a while, long before NFTs. And 420 found that out. We had talked about it a couple times, and so he would start sending me projects. I think he got me got like my life savings wiped out in Top Shot for a little bit there last
like
year.
Like us all. Join the club.
How do
But
you
he
do
had
that?
been.
I made a shitload of money in Top Shot. You guys fucking suck at that. Then. That was like easy money for a while.
I think what was happening was he was using me as exit liquidity there for a while.
Smart.
He would tell me to jump in after the pump, and then.
Oh my god, no! I gotta tell this story about 6ix9ine and Top Shot. This will fucking kill you.
Let's hear it.
Oh, fuck off.
So there was some pack thing, and 6ix9ine got a fucking LeBron, and he was so excited, and like LeBrons were literally selling for like $7,000 off of his like $25 investment. But somehow in his mind, he thought that he could get $100,000 for it. So he fucking lists it for $100,000, and then it like within 2 days the price just drops to fucking like like $100. So he literally lost like $7,000 in the span of 2 days, and that was his like last Top Shot thing.
I mean, taking bad investment advice, man.
I guess it could have been worth like you could have got like exploited on a Bored Ape or some shit like that. Like you could have lost way more money, but that definitely sucks. I mean, we all lost money in Top Shot. Like it was fun in the
doing
beginning,
what we do now, it doesn't feel as bad. At the time, it felt pretty fucking bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Top Shot was gonna stay around for a long time, but
I did too.
I mean, I don't know what's going on now, but I mean,
I'll tell you what. I mean, the minute they asked for my social security number, I was like, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm out.
No, they had a lot of things going on, but I think it's a larger issue in this space that you see. Like they can have everything going for them and just lack of planning, not knowing what they're doing. So I think Top Shot's biggest problem is they did not allow for a withdrawal function. They didn't file any of the appropriate paperwork. They didn't have it running ahead of time. And so everyone was making this money, and then they went to withdraw, and they said it would be 4 to 8 weeks before they could get their money, even the money they put in. And after that kind of started leaking out, it just crashed and burned.
Yeah, I mean, even like the fees, like the royalty fees and stuff, like OpenSea, you see 10%, but correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Top Shot was a little bit higher than that. Like I remember trying to take out like $100, and like it ended up being like after everything. I didn't even end up withdrawing it, but it said like I was gonna get like $50 or something like something less than that. Right. Crazy. Yeah. So, yeah, that's awesome, guys. I mean, we all lost money in Top Shot. I love the stories though.
Man.
Now, as we know, as we're talking about, the NFT space can be a really fun place. We had a lot of fun with you guys in DIGITZ community, for sure. We learned a lot there. But it can also be a really bad place, which you guys also know of as well, especially being the founders of two successful projects, not really knowing anyone's true intentions, rugs, exploits, and even Discords getting hacked. How do you guys do it? How do you guys handle that? I know that you're both attorneys, and in your personal lives, coming home to a shitstorm we call the NFT space, the workload must be insane. I know you guys have a big passion for it, but what makes you guys keep going?
I mean, the community. Like, I remember when DIGITZ was like success in that it gave us legitimacy and allowed us to like build a strong community and eventually launch RUGBURN, and which was way more successful. But I remember we didn't sell out DIGITZ, and I think we only sold like 2,200 out of 10. But like the first night when we didn't sell out, usually that's like the kiss of death for a project.
Yeah.
We were so fucking depressed, and I remember my wife was like telling me like she's never seen me like that. Like that was the worst she's ever. Like I don't know. I was like on the verge of tears, and I remember I called 6ix9ine. I'm like, hey man, we got to do an AMA to like show them that like regardless of what happened, we're still gonna be here. And we did an AMA, we hopped on voice with everyone, and like everyone was so fucking cool and like supportive, and like we're not going anywhere, all this stuff. So that was, you know, I think at that point, that was what solidified like I need to try hard for this space because
Yeah.
these people support us, so we got to try hard for them.
Yeah,
Before
man. I
that-
mean, looking.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Before that, it was like, oh yeah, this seems cool. Like we can probably make some money here and all this shit. And then it turned into like, there's, sorry, my fucking dog. It turned into, oh, there's like a lot of, you know, well-intentioned people in this space making a lot of money, and at the same time getting taken advantage of,
Yeah.
and you know they need help. And I think we could, you know, take some of the bad actors out of the space, and it I don't know, it just turned into more of a family than anything, and that's what makes us want to come and continue working hard day after day.
Yeah, for sure. I think, in retrospect now, Digits is absolutely a success. But like 420 said at the time, I mean, it couldn't have been further from the truth that first day. We thought we were done. And just had the community having our back. It was a pretty cool thing to see. And it's just something that, honestly, looking back, doesn't even feel real. But now, having their support for so long, it's kind of standard for them to have our back like that. But at the time, it was something crazy for us to see, and it really just made us realize what this space could be. And I think that's what, like 420 said, keeps us coming back, is that we put ourselves out there, and we were just open, honest. We were honest about our intentions, and the people that liked it really latched on, and I think that's what makes it really what it is. Whereas a lot of these projects and stuff that Rug, they don't really develop that sense of community, or that rapport with their holders, or their the people in their Discord, and that kind of leads to making this easy. But for us, just doing the kind of difficult stuff day to day that you do as an attorney, I think lends it well, because we realized after Mint, that's when the real hard work starts, and we're just both people that aren't going to shy away from hard work, just because being attorneys and having that background, it kind of lends itself well. And I think that's where projects go wrong. They think you mint out and that's it, and it's really just the start. You mint out, and now you owe a duty to all these people, and we enjoy that. And I mean, I love it. It's a lot of responsibility, but I love having it. It gives you a great sense of purpose. And I think that not enough people take that seriously, or they don't feel that, or they don't feel like they owe something to their community. And that's what brings us here, to be completely honest.
For sure. Yeah. And I can say, I mean, me and Tony and I mean, we used to love like going into all the AMAs and everything. We're like, oh, 426.9 holding the AMA tonight. Like, let's get in it. Like, even just being in your community was the best, guys. Like, I really mean that, like you guys put us on, you hooked us up with tickets to NFT conventions. You've gotten us moderating jobs. So we really appreciate that. And, you guys have always been able to be the guys to like hop in voice. Yeah. Like I'll show you how to mint from contract, like when we were first getting into it. So that's super dope, you guys. It's really rare. You don't find that nowadays, in the NFT space. It's very rare for people to be like that. They kind of just want to get their money, and just really have their own needs at hand. So that's awesome, guys.
Yeah, and I appreciate it.
Of
I'm glad
course.
you guys recognized it, and the community recognized it too, because it's all we try to do is just help everybody else out. I think 420 said a million times, it's no fun if we're successful if we can't share it with everybody else. So we want the whole community to do good.
Yeah, your guys' chat is always rolling, and it's just the community
So
you guys
funny.
built is like crazy. Like I remember seeing it from before,
Yeah.
and it was like pretty good, and I was like, oh wow, this is sick. I remember like being like, yeah, I'm bored. I want a minute digit. Let's go minute digit.
Yeah.
We'll go on digits and just go mint one. And
right.
it was cool having like because I was new to it, and I was like, wait, so they haven't sold out? Like I could just like buy one right now if I want to do that. Like, he's like, yeah, bro. Like you just buy. I'm like, yo, that's kind of dope. And I would just go on all the time and fucking just, yeah. But no, but your community is crazy now. It's insane how much it's grown and how huge it is, especially since RUGBURN, because RUGBURN, it's like a 1 ETH floor. Like it's been hovering around an ETH for a while. Like from a 0.04 mint, the amount of people in your community that you made money is just crazy. Because I remember seeing like success stories. People be like, I swept like a bunch, like right in the beginning, and then now I flipped a ton of them. All these people got rich off of you guys. It's great.
Right, and not only that too, but the alpha as well. You know,
Yeah.
like holding those pieces, the alpha, and just we met a lot of people. You know, Swagger, Bubble, shout out to you guys, Ernie, Resplosive, a lot of guys in there that we made friends with, and those guys kind of just lined up with your personalities as well. Super willing to help out, and just try and help everyone make it, I guess. So,
yeah, man. I've met all those guys you just mentioned and a bunch more. Like, I like all my fucking RUGBURN DIGITZ friends more than my more than my real life friends, dude. Like, it's more fun to hop on Discord and shoot the shit with all of you than
To
go talk.
going out or something. Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Do you guys have any plans for digits, like doing like another collection or like a PFP collection? I know you guys had talked about like a play to earn type thing before in an AMA. Do you guys have any plans coming up soon?
Yeah, we have a lot of stuff coming up. DIGITZ and RUGBURN's just the start, and we have so many great things we want to bring. So we definitely have plans on a lot of things. But just the way things have been going the last couple months, there's definitely a few things we have to clean up first. So we're looking to make good on our marketplace, looking to make good on the tools, and when all of that is in the spot where we feel like we've delivered exactly what we said we would, then we're going to move forward with some of that stuff. So it's definitely got some stuff in the works, man. Some fun stuff to be looking out for this summer for sure.
Nice, yeah. I'm super excited because I'd love a little PFP or I could see I could see you guys rolling out something funny that would work good.
When RUGBURN merch? That's what I want to know. I want my Fear of God style RUGBURN hoodie.
Fuck yeah. Yeah, so
There
we're still working on that shit. We were like working with some company in Singapore, and then it ended up being too expensive to ship them all out here because we want to be sure that we can give it to everyone for free. So
For sure.
we're trying to figure out the best way to get quality shit that we're not gonna have to, I don't know, fucking bankrupt the community for.
Yeah, not some Gildan, The Life of Pablo, $70 long sleeve shirt.
Yeah. I think we accidentally stumbled on Antonym's biggest issue, and the thing is, like, merch for us was a secondary consideration when we minted out RUGBURN, and it was kind of crazy, man. Like, RUGBURN went so quick, it was kind of hard to see the demand for it. We knew the demand was there, but we minted out in less than 3 minutes, I believe. And so, whenever we saw the support from the community, we were like, hey, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just do merch for people. Let's give them something. I mean, not talking about stuff where it's like, go on and buy it and line our pockets. That these projects are like, we'll give you merch, and then they're pocketing the proceeds. It's not a benefit. You're just getting more money out of them. So we really want to do something like that. But what we stumbled on was what you end up with the holders and with getting the work done is just an absolute logistical nightmare. And I think that might have been something that Antonym didn't consider with, or at least fully have a plan for with the real life
the fidgetal stuff.
Fidgetals that they're going to hand out is just, how do you get these into the hands of all of these people? And then it's a shipping nightmare. It's a lot, man. It's a lot. But yeah, we're working on it. I think that's one of the things that we want to do is bring it to our marketplace too, so people can grab some merch. Getting it for everybody is difficult, but we want people to just be able to pick out if they like something, they can just go grab it, get something that you think is cool, and then, then you can just figure out the shipping and everything that way.
For sure, yeah. No, I know I hammer you guys on this question every time. Every time I come into an AMA with you guys, I always ask 420. No, I just want something to rep, of course. But yeah, I mean, so no PFP collection stuff, just kind of building on what you have for now, right?
Building on what we have for now.
For sure. And
we're gonna do something sooner than later. Not saying PFP collection, not saying anything, not saying not PFP collection. There's something we have ready to go that we're proud of. But we're gonna, make sure DIGITZ and RUGBURN are both in a place that we're super happy with those before we see so many collections just come in, do something, and then fucking launch another collection a month later, and then kind of leave the first one in the dust and move on and keep doing that over and over and over again. And we don't want to do that. You know, we want to make sure our current holders are happy before we, you know, try to add anyone else to, you know, our community.
Yeah, definitely. That makes sense.
For sure, yeah, and I think a funny story to tell would be, you know, how we missed out on the RUGBURN mint. Unfortunately, I think I was sleeping and
Yeah.
didn't. I think Tony was at work, so that was very unfortunate. So we still don't hold one to this day, but looking forward to picking one up and taking advantage of the hot box. I really like what you guys are doing. You know, it's kind of like a nano pass type thing. Where they were giving out NFTs and whitelist spots and things like that. So that's dope. I love you guys I love how you guys kind of went into that avenue with the projects. So.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's hop into some of these projects. So the first project I wanted to talk about was Imaginary Ones, minted out earlier this week. We kind of went hard on Imaginary Ones.
We did.
We also were kind of, you know, we were drinking the juice. We thought that it was going to be the next, you know, big hitter 10 ETH.
We thought it was going to be just Invisible Friends 2.0.
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. We were thinking, you know, we saw Invisible Friends, then we saw Hape Prime, so we were like, oh, Imaginary Ones, it's, you know, 3D walking meta, it's going to go great, but ended up not doing as well. But what I did notice was, I actually have a Twitter thread about it, is one wallet swept 265 of them. And it was right before they had the Dutch auction. The Dutch auction was going to be 50% of whatever the floor price was at that time, and they swept the floor. And someone wrote a response of why they swept the floor. It was someone in their community, and it was in like, I don't know what. I think it was in Chinese.
It was it was one of the Asian community members.
I
right?
think it was from Singapore. I think they were from Singapore though. I'm not sure because the artist is from Singapore. So they swept 265, and then the person allegedly came out and said, "Oh, you know, I'm just super bullish on this project. I think it's going to do very well. I think they were very undervalued." I was like, all right, whatever. But I personally think that they did that on their own and to pump their own bags.
I don't think it was a coincidence.
Yeah, but I mean, they've retaliated a lot. I mean, they've come back and said a ton of stuff, so it could be good. I mean, the floor went down to 0.7, and then it's at like 1.3, 1.2. But we were trying to get whitelist. Mike dressed up.
That's a funny story.
Mike dressed up in we taped all balloons and shit to him.
All right, so you gotta tell the whole story.
All right.
We get the paint suit, right? Like you're fucking like almost like a hazmat suit, like you're fucking painting a building.
Yeah.
We throw this thing on and we're like, yo, how are we gonna stick these balloons to this thing, right? Because like the imaginary ones, like they got balloons all over their fucking body. So we're like, all right, fuck it, some super glue, right? So we just start going ham on these balloons. You know, just gluing them all over
his body, yeah.
The fucking glue is going through the paint suit and like sticking to like my chest hair and shit.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I mean, you know, it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun in the studio here. Oh yeah,
we got a whole video and everything. We'll send it to you. We'll probably put it at the end of this video. But we have a whole video because our studio that we're recording in right now is also a photography studio. And so our boy Max, he was trying to get whitelists. So we were like, all right, yeah, he's in NFTs and he's our producer. He produces all the videos and does all the photography. And he's like, oh, yo, let's do this, you know. So we did it all. He posted it in their fan art like every 6 hours because like you can only post once every 6 hours. Every 6 hours, tweeted at them every time they tweeted, sent it to them. Him and his boy made a song, like a rap song, that was like playing in the background, and they made the song like it was called Imaginary Ones, and they like, oh dude, it was so sick. And like they rapped about, they like talked about stuff on their website like during the rap. It was like a legit rapper too, like the other guy that owns the studio is a rapper, and he was, you know,
and it was good too. Like we're not trying to toot our own horn here.
No,
like,
it was
pretty good. Like, you know, they're professionals. They know, you know, the guy Casey here, he's full-time engineer. In the studio. So like the song really sounded good. The production sounded great. And like the art was cool too. And so putting it all together, we're like, yeah, there's no way we're missing on this. There's no way we're not getting whitelist and it's just no engagement at all. So
they never
gave
us anything. They never gave us anything.
Seriously?
They didn't get us anything. Yo, bro. I even sent them a picture of me in the hospital, bro. Because I was in the hospital and I was grinding whitelist in their chat. I sent them a screenshot of me in the hospital. All I got was 1 like by one of
Yo,
the mods.
420 and 6'9", talk about slobbing for whitelist, huh?
Yo, I don't give a shit. I don't care. No, but like
That's vile.
the problem was is that like they kept doing like stupid things to get whitelist. Like it was like, oh, fill out this Google Doc form for what's your special thing that you do, and like shit like that. You know what I mean? Like the stuff that you guys shit on, and it was just stupid.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah, I mean the red flag for me was it's just the hype, man. You know.
Yeah. The followers, it was like they had like 500K or something like that, and their Discord only had like 73. And I know that it was
Yeah.
locked for a long time, but it was open for a minute, and they I don't know. I didn't trust it.
I remember like going into the VCs and stuff too, and like I remember you and Max saying like there wasn't really mods in there that often.
No,
Like,
they
they never
wouldn't
really
go in
paid
there.
attention.
No, and they had like 20 mods too.
Yeah.
They had, like,
And there was
20
like
mods.
and there was like 7 VCs too.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy to me.
Did you were you guys bullish on that ever, or you guys looked into it only a little bit?
I mean, from my point of view, I generally stay away from projects like that just because to me, if you have 500K followers on Twitter before you have a product, and I'm sure you guys have heard me say it on AMAs, but that's bearish to me. That's just a pure marketing play.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a meta play. It's a marketing play. You're going to min out. You know you're going to min out. What are you going to do when you min out, though? You know, like Hape was cool. It went up to 8 ETH, but what do they do? It's nothing. It'll die. It's gone.
Yeah.
You know, unfortunately, I don't see Invisible Friends doing much better. It's going to
Yeah.
be the same way, you know. It'll be gone. You know, maybe they can pull some. Out of all of them, Invisible Friends might pull something, but really they just find good art. And if they're going to pick one thing to be good at, they're going to be good at marketing. And why are you going to be good at marketing? Because that's what gets you the initial mint, and that's the work you do before that puts that money in your pocket. But if that's all you're good at, you know, it's the stuff that comes after the project. I mean, full disclosure, 420 and I probably could have done a lot better with marketing than we did. But it works, you know. And if you're that hyped pre-launch, I mean, if you got people jumping up and down all day, every day for a whitelist in the Discord before you even offered them a product, I think that's a sign that you're, you know, everyone's just trying to get that quick money. And then what happens too is that people will quick flip your shit for a $50 gain, for a $100 gain. I mean, 420 just the other day was telling me, you know, these guys, the sneakerheads and stuff will grind for a week just for a $50, $100 profit or flip. You know, if you can get a quick $200-$300 flip in an NFT, they'll be doing it all day, every day.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, you know, when you get that hype and that market, to me, it tends to end up working against you after mint than it does helping you. And the expectations you set are unbelievably high, let alone right before mint that they had the whole release on their art that it was just, it's just like Fiverr art, or it was like a YouTube art type deal. I
Yeah.
mean,
It did look a little like cheesy, honestly.
what is?
And that's what I say. Like I think that we're gonna have to see where it goes after reveal, because we've had things in the past like the hype builds up, and then reveal happens and the art looks like shit, and then it's like it just goes to zero.
Yeah.
So we'll see where it goes. I mean, it's holding a 1.3 floor now.
looking at you, Hape.
We'll see. We'll see. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, what did you guys buy in?
No, we didn't buy in. We didn't buy into imaginary ones. We just went for whitelist on that one.
Oh, okay, good. I
Yeah.
thought you guys were like heavily invested.
Oh, no.
Oh, hell no.
Yeah, so I mean, I think with imaginary ones, I think we could just kind of chalk it up as a great case of greedy devs, a good example of greedy devs,
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, we'll see where it goes. Like I said, sitting at a 1.3 ETH floor, hasn't revealed yet. So once it reveals, you know, hopefully,
Yeah,
I
they
guess
said like 2 weeks, I heard too.
really,
For real. It's like
kind of a long time. See, they're just trying to build the hype there too, and just
I mean, I don't know.
It'll flop.
yeah. I don't see it doing anything crazy.
I mean, the whole thing was they were hyped because everyone thought that there was a Nike partnership there, right?
That's what I had heard. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and it just turned out to be if they put fucking Kmart Air Maxes on all the fucking characters.
Yo,
And it was a lot.
Oh, yeah, true. I did notice that. Yeah, with the fucking Air Max.
Yo, it's so funny that you say that, because when we did when we did the whitelist art, we literally got Skechers from Kmart and just fucking spray painted them purple.
Exactly what they did.
Yeah, literally.
It's so funny. I can't believe that was a rumor though. Like, you think that Nike's gonna partner with
People make shit
something
up.
like imaginary ones? Like, look at them. Look at what they're doing with with Artifact. Like, have you seen the shoes that have came out?
No, I haven't seen them.
Oh my God, 420. You seen those?
Yeah, I did.
They're pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what really the utility is going to be. I guess like kind of like maybe introducing those into the metaverse, but I don't know. It seems like they're really doing some good things. They got some partnerships with Murakami and things like that. So, and of course, Nike obviously is the biggest name in that whole bunch. So,
Yeah, no, Artifact.
All right, yeah. So one of the other projects I wanted to talk about was Ragnarok. That minted out on the 27th, I believe. You know, they have a bunch of high hopes in their roadmap. Their website looks super in depth. I like the way that the website works. It's like a little guy, and as you scroll down, the guy like walks to different buildings. Like as
Really?
you scroll down, and then it like pops up. It's like, oh, this is what we're doing next. This is what we're doing. So the website looks pretty good, and but yeah, they're working on a play to earn game. It's going to be an RPG. The video looks great. I saw actually Ryan D playing it. Like a little like demo or whatever, and it looks pretty cool. The floor's been around 2. It was like around 2 to 1.8 for a while. Now it's up to 2.6. I think a lot of people are super bullish on the project. I have heard a lot of good things from certain alpha groups. So have you looked into that one at all, 420?
Yeah, no, I'm pretty bullish on Ragnarok. It looks, I'm fucking salty. I didn't get whitelist.
Yeah.
But I don't even think I tried. But it looks sick. My only hesitancy is, you know, you got the Pixelmon situation.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Everyone talks about these P2E games, but no one's made a fucking cool P2E game yet.
Yeah,
No
not
one
one has popped off yet, you know. And I just feel like they have a lot of like goals to meet that are going to be tough to meet. Like, you know, they talk about owning and trading real estate within their ecosystem, breeding, you know, killing monsters and fighting bosses, looting. There's just like a ton of shit going on, which that's where I get nervous because like a lot of times projects like that are promoting a P2E. They'll be like, oh yeah, you know, this game's gonna be sick, and then you know, a month goes by, 2 months goes by. It takes forever for the game to come out, and then people forget about it, and then it kind of just dies out, you know.
Yeah.
And then they end up launching it because every time something gets launched, there's always bugs. Then they fix the bugs. And, you know, I mean, I'm worried that, you know, the art looks great. I'll say that the art is good, but from the sneak peeks I've seen. But I just am worried that like it's gonna take too long for the game to come out, and maybe it might get messed up a little bit.
Yeah, I think I just don't like. It's obviously the future, but you just need to wait for big studios to come in and take care of it, in my opinion, because we all have games we like playing, you know, like fucking everyone plays video games every day. There's no way some fucking NFT people are going to come along and make a game that can compete with that until they have the studio backing.
They can barely handle their Discord getting hacked. Never mind.
Literally.
Exactly. And like they're, the intent behind it is admirable in some cases, some not, but I just don't think we're there yet. I hope they prove me wrong.
One I'm excited for, a P2E game, is Llamascapes. I took a look into that last night. I saw you guys were giving away some whitelist spots. I'm bullish on all Llamaverse stuff. They seem like they're doing a great job, great devs over there. So I know you guys are friends with them, right?
Yeah,
they're building really great stuff.
That's awesome, guys. Good for you guys.
Yeah, they've been going crazy lately, Llamaverse.
I saw
past month or so.
they're offering like I really did a dive into their white paper. I hadn't really done it before that, and I mean they're doing stuff with nodes and all these things that you're gonna see are kind of gonna be an example in the future. Like I think are just gonna be a staple. Like I think with how crazy. Like with Yuga that we've seen, with how crazy the gas fees and the transactions were all stuck and things like that, I think these nodes are going to play a big part. And of course, this isn't the exact thing with Llamascapes; it's a P2E game. But I just like what the whole Llamaverse project as a whole is doing. So
he's a bright light in the space. I mean, we've talked to him a lot, and he really does care about his community and the whole space. And he's not just out. He makes a lot of money, but that's because he does a lot.
Yeah.
He's not out to just make money, and he put in a lot of work for a long time without making a lot of money. So he's one of the good ones.
Yeah, they come from the ground up, really. They honestly, I wish we had gotten in a little bit earlier. I mean, I think the floor is like 7 now, right, or 6
on the Genesis. Yeah, I think so. Right, 420.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's high. I think it dipped to like 4.5 last week. what people were taking profits for Yuga, but I think it's back up.
Yeah, nice. So we finally got to see a Solana project in the top 15. That was honestly not saying that I like Solana because I personally don't, but it was just nice to see something different. It's nice to see a different little icon in the top 15. You know
I
what
agree.
mean?
We've been waiting for this moment.
Yeah, we have been. We have been. It's nice to see the little, little S. The little,
You
I
love
their
Solana's
logo.
marketing, don't you?
I like their logo. I like their logo. Their logo is dope. But I just thought it was nice to see them in the top 15. OK Bears ended up popping off. It was 1.5 Sol mint. You know, I personally, I did a ton of research on the project. I couldn't really find what like sparked the massive uprun. But I mean, I looked at their website. Their website does look professional. They have kind of like a generic roadmap, nothing like super crazy, but they were talking about how they have partnerships. It was weird because they were like, oh, partnerships. And then they said Magic Eden and Shopify. But I think it's just like them saying like they're listed on Magic Eden and that they're possibly doing merch with Shopify. I don't really think that means they have a partnership with but whatever. I mean, they didn't like say like guaranteed partnership with them, like confirmed, but they just said like partnerships and then it was under that tab. So whatever. But, you know, it hit 173 Sol, which is crazy. I mean, that's a lot. That's like what's that, like a 70th floor or something like that? I'm trying to convert it to ETH.
Yeah, probably something like that.
Yeah, but you know, for a Solana project like that, that's a lot. You know, so I mean, 173 is not the highest. There's more that are higher than that, but it just went crazy out of nowhere. Because I remember they were calling it at like 50. Well, someone in our in one of our groups called it. Yeah, Salty. He called it at 50. He's like, oh, you know, I think this looks good. You know, you can probably get in. It's a little bit over an ETH. And then it fucking went insane, and now it's like hovering over 100. I mean, did you end up buying any of that? Do you guys dabble with Sol at all or no?
I haven't. I got burnt once on Sol, and I haven't bought in since.
Same 6ix9ine. I haven't touched Sol since I got burned.
I don't like fucking with Sol, dude. I don't know what it is, and I don't like fucking with Sol.
Yeah, I mean the gas fees are a lot cheaper, but
yeah. So there's a whole argument to be made that lower gas fees actually hurts their NFT market, and it may not.
I could see that.
It seems like it would be the opposite, but in reality, what people factor in so much when flipping on ETH is that you have to make profit, and you know, with your percentages that go back into OpenSea and go back to the project, and or secondaries rather. I'm sorry, and you have to make that gas. And so, you know, you're not trying to flip for $20 because you're going to take a huge L. You're flipping for at least 500 if you want to make like a couple $100.
Yeah.
To have no gas, I think it just encourages people to flip for like
for sure
a couple bucks here and there, which ends up really killing projects when you don't have to pay a gas fee or at least like a very high gas fee for each transaction. It ends up really encouraging a massive flippers market, and they'll flip the projects that they
that kind of makes sense. I didn't really think about it like that.
Yeah, and their transactions are super fast too on Solana. Like I remember like minting, it was in my wallet right away. And you can immediately like list it, and it's not as like slow and kind of laggy as ETH or OpenSea could be. So I could definitely see that kind of ruining the market for sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
their
network's down. Their network's down like all the time too. Though.
Yeah,
I don't like. Well, it was down recently for a long time. Like it was like 2 days or something like that. It was down, and then you know they were like, oh yeah, we had an issue. It's like. Imagine if the Ethereum network went down for like 2 days.
People would be cussing Vitalik out all over crypto.
You know, that would like go. Everyone would go crazy, dude, if they went down. I couldn't imagine that.
Yeah, dude, Solana's fucking weird. It like had, I don't know. We all had high hopes for it. It just the amount of scams that are on Solana. There's more scams than there are on Ethereum. It's hard to recommend anyone to go into Solana because they're gonna get rugged like 75% of the time.
Yeah, 100%.
And the fact that this is their best project, like, dude, these look so fucking bad.
I know. I know. I wasn't gonna roast the shit out of their art, but it does not look good. It does not look good.
Everybody gets most of his amusement out of roasting NFT art. So,
dude, it's a direct ripoff of Bored Ape, and it's like so bad.
Yeah, it does look terrible. It's just that front profile of a bear. They just went to Fiverr and like, hey, just give me a bear.
Yeah.
Just stand them up straight. Give me a bear. It's all it is. I mean, I agree. It does not look good. It does not look good.
Put a GoPro on a bear's head.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So speaking of high gas fees and shitty art, some would argue, We had one of the biggest drops of NFT history. I would say
biggest drop.
the biggest drop.
biggest
Yeah.
drop of NFT.
I mean, obviously, you've had their past drops, before, but obviously the audience wasn't there. There wasn't as big of a NFT following.
Yeah.
So of course that's the other side. So will NFT land meta be back? We'll see, but this drop was definitely a disaster. So they dropped, of course, their recent project. Other side. Now we talked about this in a prior episode where the KYC happens. And the KYC obviously was for this drop. We were kind of skeptical about it at the time. We didn't end up entering in. But even in that KYC process, there was a lot of issues. Like in our group, you saw that there was a lot of people that KYC, they did everything the correct way, and they just got denied for it.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if that just had to do with maybe the supply, being that it was already 100K, something like that. But obviously, a bunch of people didn't want to fade Yuga, of course, which I agreed with
100%.
up until this point. I'm not saying that it was the worst thing, but we'll kind of get into it here. So Yuga being one of the top leaders of the game, like I said, starting from the beginning, people were getting failed KYC. People selling KYC'd wallets and getting scammed.
Yeah, that's
and then they don't release that the price of mint is 305 ape until the day that the drop happens. So everyone starts buying ape at the top, which of course there were people that got in earlier and obviously knew there was going to be a use case for ape.
Yeah, I know. I wish I bought some. I mean, when it came out, it was $20 and it dropped to like 10. It was at 7 for a while, and I was like, fuck. And I wish I just bought some because it's going to be worth something eventually.
Did you happen to see on the front of the house in the
Yeah,
video, the
I
305?
did.
Of course, Yuga's kind of slick with that. I liked how they threw that in, but honestly, like it's kind of like imposters. Like we talked about this, like not giving their investors or their future investors the mint price beforehand. I think that's kind of screwed up, especially with with imposters, a little different because you could just buy ETH. And then it's like, okay, well, I didn't expect this. I got to deposit some more ETH, right? But like with ApeCoin, obviously it fluctuates. So now people could have bought at 8 and now they're buying tops at $20. It's like you're talking $6,000 for the piece of lands. Not to mention, with where I'm going with this, is how much ETH was spent in gas. So 170 million, it was spent in failed gas transactions. It's just crazy the way the drop went down.
Yeah, their contract, I guess. I this is what I heard. I mean, I'm not an expert on blockchain on smart contracts, the whole nine, but the contract wasn't optimized very well for gas. That's what I had heard. I also heard that, and I've seen this on Twitter, that it being minted in ApeCoin caused there to be more gas spent because you had to approve ApeCoin to get you had to approve ApeCoin in your wallet, stuff like that. So it caused it to, I felt like it was weird. Not weird they were going to do an ApeCoin. You knew they were probably going to do that, but like I just feel like it's a stretch because now you can buy an ApeCoin on secondary too. It's just I don't know. I just feel like they were just going too much with it. But.
Yeah, so basically, the gas war broke loose. Etherscan actually crashed. I don't know if you heard about that.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's how you know it's just the biggest drop in the space so far.
Yeah.
Most successful transactions got through at around 3 ETH, which I think is crazy if you break that down. Like I saw a tweet and it really stuck with me, which is like you're paying more, and this has happened a million times in the past. But it's like
not a huge scale like that though.
Yeah, not at a huge scale exactly. Yeah. Like you're paying more for the transaction than you're paying for the actual NFT or the actual piece of lands. Like that's just crazy to me. Yuga did come out with a statement apologizing, encouraging their DAO to maybe have ApeCoin make a layer 1. Have their own chain, which I think could have its own benefit if they're going to be doing bigger drops like this, right? Like, obviously, they're going to continue the Yuga legacy, right? And they're going to keep going with these projects, we hope. And just the more the NFT space grows, the more that these drops are just going to get crazy gas fees and things like that. Yep. So if they can make a chain to optimize gas better and to maybe just support their NFTs more, I think that would be great for the space. Because obviously we have ETH2 coming soon. Who knows when that's going to come?
Yeah, please.
But I heard that it might not even be that much better for gas.
Yeah,
so
it's not going to make gas that much cheaper, I've heard.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think part of that is something we got to remember is we're still really early, and for YugaLabs, I don't think that they're the kind of project. I mean, they're the pioneers, right? Like they're what everyone wants to be in this space. and everything they touches will turn to gold probably, and for good reason, because Bored Ape is the measuring stick right now. But I think one of the things we got to remember too is this space as a whole is really early, and so I know it's happened to us a couple of times when we've tried to do something that no one else has done, and I'm sure it probably was similar happening to them. But a lot of times, you don't see these problems until you see them in retrospect.
Yeah.
It sounds easy, but when you're building some of this stuff, it really is easy to overlook because there is no playbook. A lot of this stuff hasn't been done, and a lot of the stuff that people are doing now is purely theoretical. They're like, hey, we could probably do this. We have the smart contracts, we can make this work. And unfortunately, it's there's not always a way to tell how well it will work or where the issues are going to be until you do it.
Yeah, I think it would have been
but-
easier. It would have been better if they took all the KY seed wallets. So they were giving out 55K. It was for the public. So
Yep.
take all the KY seed wallets. Let's say, I don't know how many there were. There's probably there was definitely more than 55K. I just don't know exactly how many. But let's say there was even 100K. Take the 55K spots and raffle them off to the people that KY seed.
Yeah, like Moonbirds did.
That would have been, then give them 2 days, give them a week if you want. Let them mint for that long. So then even the people that have 50 wallets from buying KY seed wallets from other people, then it would eliminate gas war the whole way. They were like, oh, fuck Dutch auctions. Dutch auctions are fucking stupid. And I agree, they're fucking stupid. But like, they're gonna roast Dutch auctions and then create a public sale that's gonna spend millions of dollars in gas. I just don't. I understand what you're saying, that you don't, because we don't know what's gonna happen when the shit happens, when the stuff's going on. But I just feel like they could have seen a gas war, beforehand, and could have prevented it by doing a raffle instead of just like being like, hey, everyone that KY seed, good luck,
Yeah.
go for it. I don't
Right.
know.
I mean,
Right.
I mean, 6ix9ine's
They
right.
knew.
Go ahead, 420.
They fucking knew. They could have done it there's 10 different ways they could have made it not be a gas war. For them to like not even yeah, we're early, but for them to like not anticipate this happening,
Right.
it's crazy. But I read something today from some guy who's pretty smart and pretty well connected in this space, knows his shit, and has been in Web 2 before this and all this shit. And he was saying that they did this on purpose.
I was just going to bring that up. Yeah, they thought it was kind of like a publicity stunt to
Yeah.
further, promote ApeCoin. And
Yeah, they were like, oh, I guess we need to do our own fucking L1.
Oh, that'd be so dumb if they did.
I don't think so.
I would be pissed if they did that.
420, you think that's true?
The more and more I think about it, I do. Here's
Really?
why. I don't trust the Yuga people. They were doxxed unwillingly.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, read up.
they got doxxed on Reddit.
They were
Damn.
doxxed unwillingly. They wanted to stay undoxxed, which, for the most part, like, it just screams sketchy to me. They were already like the devs, the most successful NFT project in the history of the space, and they wanted to stay doxxed. Like, what were they trying to hide from?
Yeah, that's fucking.
Yeah.
Weird. Yeah, that's weird. I don't know.
I mean, what do you think, 420, like, in 6ix9ine as well? Like, do you feel like when the devs aren't doxxed, it's an immediate red flag? And I guess to kind of play the devil's advocate here, it's like, to people like yourselves that have professional careers and things like that, it's like, you dox yourself, then you might have people trying to fuck with you, just as internet trolls. You see people that stream get swatted, hacked, all different types of things. So how do you guys kind of feel about that? Are you guys kind of on the fence about that?
Yeah, as not being fully doxxed ourselves, one thing I will say, and I actually got a chance to speak about this a little bit at NFT San Diego. So one of the things I'll say is, everyone has different reasons for it. So I think you start from a place of being undoxed looks like you have the wrong intentions. It's probably a good place to start. I mean, really, it's so easy to hide that stuff. Why not dox if you don't have anything to hide? And you're absolutely right on the devil's advocate. I mean, the amount of times that we've been, people have tried to screw us over or even extort us or, try to just take advantage of you, especially if they know who you are. And I mean, the amount of times we've had our legal careers threatened by people in this space, it's ridiculous, man. It's ridiculous. But you know, for us, the reason we told people where we're from, what we do, and everything is to give them sort of a partial docs. Like, hey, the reason that we don't fully put our names out is because we're both attorneys, and you can see the issue that there'll be if you
Oh,
got
yeah.
a bunch of internet trolls calling into your work or calling into
Exactly.
your boss, and people will do that.
100%.
You know, but we were upfront about that, and I've actually consulted a couple different projects on that, whether they wanted to dox or not. And I always tell them the same thing. Like, look, if you don't want to dox, give them something. You know, don't remain a mystery, because you can't build a rapport with your community if you have nothing to give them. Like, if they don't know anything about you, how are you supposed to connect with them? You can't. And the other thing is, if you have a reason, if it's your job, tell them that. I mean, 420 and I took a lot of time on a bunch of different AMAs saying, like, hey, people could call into our jobs, people could call into our bosses, they could call clients, they could call the state bar. There's numerous different ways this can come back to screw us. And that's the reason why we don't fully dox. And people got that. So it's like, if you have a reason, give them your reason, tell them your reason, let them know why you're not doing that. And you know, if it's a good reason, people buy into it. But I think it's always good to start with a point of skepticism that's like, hey, why should we buy something from you if we don't even know who you are? You know?
Right. Yeah, and to circle back, you know, like I think Yuga did, I guess, an all right job of making it up to them. Like, yes, definitely refunding people who got failed gas. That's great. But like for people who didn't, and this is an argumentable point too. It's like for people who didn't but spent 3 ETH in gas, it's like, you know, you kind of expect that when you go to a gas war. You know, you kind of expect to pay a lot. But a lot of people kind of, the tweet struck them as just kind of not really addressing, or you know, just not really feeling for the community. A lot of the people, you know, this was their first mint, they lost that much money, and it just seemed kind of like egotistical, almost, what they said. Like, oh yeah, we just kind of got to make our own chain, and kind of just went from there, you know. So I guess it's argumentable, like what they could have done better and things like that. But I mean, there were some crazy statistics which we could definitely see as being true. Like, of course, the next day after the Yuga mint, it's like a ton of liquidity comes in the market, and there's $470 million in trading volume the day after the mint. And that's kind of obvious. You know, a lot of people selling off their other side and dumping it in other stuff. And it did a third of Bored Ape Yacht Club volume in 2 days, which is crazy.
That was crazy, yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Bored Ape Yacht Club, it took them a year to do that much volume, right? If you look at the amount of volume traded on OpenSea, if you look at the amount of volume traded on other side, it's taken them 3 days at this
2
point.
days, yeah. It was literally 2 days, yeah.
Nuts.
It's crazy, yeah. I mean, that's insane. The fact that they were able to hit that benchmark that quickly, that was pretty crazy. But I mean, we expected it. You know, we expected YugaLabs to go crazy. But one thing that I don't like, and like what you said, 420, that you think they might have, well, you heard that they might have done it on purpose. One thing I don't like about that is, if you want people to want to get into NFT space that aren't in it, right? Obviously, YugaLabs dropping a huge drop, that's important. But if you want that to happen, wouldn't you want it to be like a good experience? Like, because
Right.
you know the headline of every motherfucking news outlet that is kind of covering NFTs, but not really, like any financial outlet, anything like that, and be like, NFTs are a scam. Look what happened. $170 million burned for fucking nothing. Like, you'd think that they'd want to make the shit look good.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's why I think, obviously the layer, like them saying that their layer 2 would, making a layer 2 with ApeCoin, that would be like promotion for that. I get it. But I just think that was stupid on their end, if that's what they did. I think that's dumb.
Yeah, I agree. And the thing that really gets me the most is they've been around for what? They launched in June, right, of last year?
They launched in April of
April. Okay,
2021.
so they've been around for a year and have made hundreds of millions of dollars. Our market cap over $1 billion, 2 billion, whatever. And this is what we fucking got.
Yeah.
It's not even. It's a bead. It's like I don't know.
Yeah, that's the
fucking
thing we didn't even talk about, is like the art is like these codas are not anything special.
No.
They're not anything special. Like
Yeah,
for me, and I
like-
think you guys can agree as well, is like I would rather have a similar art style to Kennel Club, Mutant Ape, or Bored Ape. Like, yes, there's some similar features, but they're just not it. I feel like I just don't really, I can't really relate to what they were trying to do.
Yeah, I'll give you my perspective on that, and it's the same as the .com bubble in the late 90s, early 2000s. It's just an experience. Sometimes these things blow up, and you might not have the right people in the right places to run it because you weren't expecting it to be what it is. When you're saying, hey, consider that the entire world is watching what Bored Ape's doing. You are creating the name for NFTs. You need really experienced people who kind of know what direction they're trying to take this, and you see it with a lot of projects. And I'm not necessarily saying that's Yuga one way or the other, but you just get people that aren't equipped to handle that type of thing. They're not equipped to run an NFT or project like a business, and so you end up with inexperienced mistakes. It happens in the market time and time again.
Yeah, it's one of the golden rules, I think, of this space is under promise and over deliver, and we've seen that with them in the past. Like they have, like look at what they've done for their holders up to this point before this drop. It's like they've given the serums to do the Mutant Apes. Those floors are crazy. They've airdropped ApeCoin and Kennel Club, and even the holders got airdropped these as well. So yes, they did deliver, but I don't feel like in the right way. So, I mean, it is what it is. Hopefully they can learn from their mistakes and kind of move on. But one of the projects that I kind of, that me and Tony came across, and we came across in our group, which I thought was really interesting given the prior scenario with Yuga, right? Like as 420 said, it's like all the liquidity comes out of these other projects to build up, your liquid and then be able to invest into the other side. And this project seemed to have like a good amount of volume and really be different, and I think caught a lot of people's eyes. So 420 or 69, I don't know if you've heard of it, but the regulars, they dropped. Now they've been minting since October of 21, right around when we got into NFTs.
Yep.
I don't know how. I hadn't found out about them before this, but they were called in a lot of different alpha groups and started to get a little buzz. They're really like a one of a kind in the art. I don't know if you guys have seen these, but they're kind of like these weird looking, like all different types of people. And they have all different types of crazy traits and things like that, but they're really cool the way they look. And I hopped on a space with the founders, and they really talked about how they like the development is there. Like they use the CGI and they use like real like makeup and things like that to kind of portray each NFT in each picture. And also what triggered a lot of these alpha groups to call these is that there's a lot of old money in them. And what I mean by old money is wallets that were into crypto back in 2017, 2018 and prior, investing into these, holding punks in their wallet as well. Mm-hmm. One of these whales was Tappy SF, and he's super bullish on them. Like he's been showing them on Twitter. He's been talking about them a lot. His wallet, he swept over like 100 of them, holding on to them. And I think that they can do well long term. So really, like the utility for what these are going to be is some sort of tokenomics where each of these regulars, these NFTs, each piece will be airdropped a regular job. And some of the traits kind of correspond with this. Some of them have literally Wendy's traits, McDonald's traits, things like that, which hopefully no DMCA, which they did address in the space. We'll see where that goes. Other than that, I'm bullish in the project. I think these, it could be kind of like a P2E or maybe just passive earning. And some
they have their own not marketplace, but they have their own, on their site, you can swap regulars for other regulars. Like you can swap the tokens for other ones if you want. Have you guys heard of these? They hit Icy Tools a little while ago. It was like 3 days ago.
Yeah, I've seen them. Yeah, I mean, I could see how they're definitely different, which is cool. They're unique,
They're like marketable.
They're ugly as fuck, though.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, no, I feel you on that.
I do not want to own one.
No, dude, no, I feel you on that. But like, when we first minted them, I was like, bro, these are so fucking ugly. And then like yes, like the ones I have are ugly for sure, and a lot of them are ugly. But like it's kind of one of those things where like you ever seen a dog that's like super ugly, but like it's almost cute because
Like
it's so
pugs or
ugly.
something?
Like
pugs?
like a bulldog or a pug or something like that. Like I feel like it kind of has that vibe to it where it's like I don't know, they're just so ugly that they're like kind of cool in a sense.
I just see them as being very easily marketable, just because they're like 420 said, they're different. You know what I mean? They're kind of unique. But the mint price was 0.025, and they've been, like we said, they've been minting since October, and we scooped a few. The mint price was 0.025, dirt cheap. And you know the devs were super hype in the in the AMA. I mean they were dying to sell this thing out. I'm so happy for them that they finally were able to mint out. I was really happy for them. I'm surprised they didn't just cut the supply.
Yeah.
And call it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess one really bullish sign is that the devs waited around. Still here after all that, all that time of not selling out, and are going to continue to build. That's like really cool.
Yeah, I know. I was very surprised, but yeah, the floor ran to 0.3, so people made money for sure. You know, a little 10x right there
For sure.
But actually, XCopy tweeted it today. I don't know if you guys saw it. It was this morning. They tweeted, "Oh, just a regular good morning," and then he put a picture of one of the regulars up. So I mean, that caused a huge pump. It was like 0.14 last night, and then this morning it ran to like 0.3. So
that's crazy to me that it didn't pump more. I think 420 has a solid point where it's like people were just like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah,
like I'm not minting this shit. I don't care if XCopy fucking is shilling it.
Dude, I just looking at the hats though. There's it's really possible it gets DMCA. Like,
there's no way.
That's literally the first thing I said. I sorted through traits. I go, wait, there's a McDonald's and a Wendy's trait.
It's literally
oh
the
boys,
hat.
it's over. GG's, we're getting DMCA.
The exact hat. Well, I don't know what they were thinking. I mean, whatever they can do, whatever the hell they
did.
want, but.
They did address it, and that's my only bearish sign is when they did address it. It didn't sound like they really had much to say about it. They were kind of like, yeah, we're aware of that being a possibility. We'll kind of cross that bridge when we get there. And it's like, yikes. Like
That's all they got to say. You know what I mean? Like, that's not really that good.
Yeah, that's I don't know. It'll be interesting. I mean, if you mint it, it's something to definitely hold on to and see where it goes. But I mean, buying like on secondary for 0.3 right now is definitely risky.
Oh, yeah, very risky, yeah. Even last night, like we were like, someone was asking us, they were like, oh, do you think that it's a good entry right now? It's they're like 0.13. And I'm like, I mean, they could run more. Like I could see them running to 0.5, but like you're just increasing your risk no matter what. And then obviously the next morning they pump to 0.3, but you never know. Yeah.
I mean, I like yours. I like the one you pulled. You pulled an alien.
Oh yeah. So 1,000 of them are aliens, and then the rest of them are like humans. And so the alien floor is like 0.5, I think, right now, and I have one. But
mine is so ugly. All right, mine is really ugly. We'll pop up these
ugly.
pictures for you guys, but I'm hodling this one because I think this could go to an ETH with these rare traits. We'll see what happens. We'll see.
Oh yeah, look at that guy.
Yeah, shot. Hey, 420. I meant to ask you, has Dippy's airdropped their vans yet?
No, I think it's sometime this month.
Yeah, because I remember. I know you love Dippies and you have a few, but I never ended up buying. I was gonna buy if they dropped to like a certain point, but I never ended up picking any up. But I just remember we had talked about it was like forever ago. We talked about it, and I remember they said like
that
4
was
to
like
6
probably
weeks.
that was probably like our third episode. But yeah, I like the art on these a lot, and like we talked about in the past, and as we've talked about in this episode, it's like the community and like the devs are everything. You know, it seems like they really have just community driven projects, and they're just kind of going with the flow, which is cool. You know, like I'd rather see that than a roadmap where it's like, they're promising all these things that they don't fulfill. So
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, I think, or I thought from the beginning that Dippies have blue chip potential. And yeah, the vans look sick. They're not just like like the airdrop you get that's not worth anything or not really cool. It's just kind of like a slap in the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
not that. And they actually just gave RUGBURN and DIGITZ a shitload of allow list spots for the vans. So
let's go.
yeah,
Happy for you guys. That's dope.
Yeah, that's sick. That's sick. Are you guys in Threelanders at all?
I am
Never
not
got in.
Yeah.
No, yeah, they just released that they're gonna have like land coming out. It's biomes. It's supposed to be released on May 5th, and I think it's gonna be really good. I didn't know if you guys were in there. I'm super bullish on them. I think that it's gonna be a blue chip eventually. The devs are real smart. They're all fully doxed, and they built
another community-driven project,
Yep.
and the art is very organic. Like it's very original as well.
Yeah. I love the move there. So
Yeah.
one thing that me and Mike actually hit on is one of our first raffles that we were able to hit 2 for 2 on was Veefriends 2. It was kind of a high mint price, but we were super hyped that we hit on them finally. We were actually in my house filming some TikToks and just getting some content out, and fucking the thing dropped at like midnight. The list.
We were on TikTok.
Yeah,
Gary V.
and we fucking both hit. I mean, do you think that has long term utility? You think that's gonna be a good hold long term for Veefriends too?
As long as Gary V is still the man, you can't go wrong.
Yeah, I think I like him. I like Gary V.
Yeah. I think that that project will do well. The floor did dip a little bit. I actually saw it at like 0.45 at one point, but it got swept up pretty easily. It's at 0.8 now, so I'm super bullish on that. I mean, obviously, I'm gonna hold that till I fucking turn 80. I'm not gonna be.
Lock it up in a ledger and forget you had it. Honestly,
Yeah, exactly. Lock it up in a
projects like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would bet on him. He's I don't know. If anyone you're gonna bet on, it would be him.
Yeah. If there's anyone you're gonna put your money into,
For sure. Like he's like a lightning rod, as people say, and he's super like doesn't really give a fuck about the way he sounds or how crazy he sounds sometimes. But I mean, his points are very valid. He knows what he's talking about. He's super intelligent. I really like Gary V as well.
Sure.
So.
Right now, I think Gary V is to NFTs what Elon is to crypto. If he buys or he mentions something, it ends. And a lot of influencers, their power in this space is fleeting. But for someone like that who knows what they're doing, he's successful both in NFTs and outside of this space. So I could see him for sure just having a, good pull for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I think that's all we got for today, 420 and 6-9. It was really nice talking to you guys. We got to head out. We hit on some really good topics, and it was great to hear your guys' perspective. I mean, I know we talked to you guys in AMAs, but it's nice to talk to you guys about stuff that's not directly has to do with DIGITZ and RUGBURN. Just shoot the shit a little bit.
Yeah, I'd like to do this more often. I love talking to you guys. You guys are dope. So.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
No worries, guys.
We're always down to do this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you guys RUGBURN's going to be doing a podcast pretty soon, right?
Yes, sir.
Awesome.
Yes, we are.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah, we'll get in contact with you guys. Hopefully, we could schedule something in the future. We really appreciate you guys coming on and always chopping it up with you guys. All love with you guys. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, we'll see you. Thank you. All right, talk to you guys later.
Take care,
Later,
guys.
guys.
Take care, boys.
Bye. All right, guys, that's it for us today. We had a super good conversation with 420 and 6-9. We went super in depth with a lot of the things that have to do with YugaLabs, Imaginary Ones, Veefriends, everything. If you like all these videos that we have with special guests, let us know in the comments. We love doing them. We love having new people on and just getting different people's perspectives. So yeah, that's it for us today. Peace.
Ready, set, let's go in the road with when the hero go and explode him. I'ma give my gold and the chosen one. I'ma give it all to my post-op so we hear a dream. I was growing up, I wasn't old enough to see the world is tough, to see the world is such a cruel place. Enough, I gotta make it, I really gotta wait. They say imagination got no age,
Was
but
a little kid when I seen that light. Wonder what I be when I free my mind. Never really wanna be a tea time guy, but I'm living in a dream with the key lime pie. And it's so sweet with the cold feet that hold me back.